Hello guys, and welcome back to another cold episode. On today's episode, we're taking a look at the new ban list that just dropped for Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel, and it's something. We're just going to take a look at it, and I'm going to give you my overall thoughts. So, we can see here there are 5 new banned cards, except for the fact that I'm lying to you, it's only 4, because Apo is 2 of them. Notably, Apo is banned twice because of the alt art, and this is how they are going to do ban list, or bans for alt arts, which means anything can get an alt art and still be banned, which is kind of cool. But Apo got banned, about time. A little too late, but sure. Ouroboros got banned, sure. And Mjolnir also got banned. Cool. These were basically... I was going to say these were like the 3 combo decks. But most notably, Mjolnir was being used in Gem Knights, because Gem Knights have the ability to make Konkiri, which then also gives you the Mjolnir, which turns off all of your summoning, which is very fun. And I think they just need to not make cards that give you cards. Just start banning all of those. Mjolnir, I don't think is actually a problem. I think the problem is the cards that give you Mjolnir. Because ultimately, this card is not very good. Like, it's really bad, right? During the opponent's turn, if this set card is destroyed, instead of the graveyard, you can special summon it. If this card is special summoned during your opponent's turn, you can target an artifact monster in your graveyard, special summon it in defense. Also, you cannot special summon for the rest, or you cannot special summon monsters until the end of the next turn, except for artifact monsters. Now, notably, that is actually not terrible in Artifact, but Artifact is not like a deck in any real capacity. And for some reason, the way that this is worded is that you just straight up cannot summon except for artifact monsters. I don't know why this is even capable of working that way, but again, it's more so just the fact that like you can give your opponent a thing. You just shouldn't be able to do that. Like I think it's really bad when cards have the ability to give you other cards. So yeah, I think Konkiri would have been the better ban there. Also, Anti-Spell is banned. Cool. None of these are, like, impressive bans. They're just expected. Like, yeah, these should be banned. A little late, but hey, at least we did something. Moving on, we have 4 limitations. We have Sword Ryzeal, X Ryzeal, Called by the Grave, and Chessie Cat. Now, Malice was still one of the best decks. I don't know if it was still the best deck, but it was still one of the best decks, alongside the new Mitsurugi cards. So overall, seeing multiple Malice hits in regards to both Apo and Chessie Cat is nice. It's not game warping, but at the very least, Malice is now like beatable. Most notably, you can actually Nibiru it, which is very nice. So cool. Then the Ryzeal stuff, the thing with Ryzeal is that it's still just as playable, because generally speaking, you're not really playing pure Ryzeal. This is only really hits to like pure Ryzeal. You still have the ability to play variations in addition to Ryzeal. So they're good hits. It's just not gonna like take Ryzeal out of the metagame, but you might see it less commonly. Yeah, you're probably not going to see, like, Ryzeal Magistus or Ryzeal Pure. That's pretty much it. And then Called by the One is nice, but it should be banned. This card's really, really stupid. And you could argue, like, oh, but, like, getting rid of Called by means that there are less answers to Maxi, right? Which is true. However, one card's existence does not validate another card's existence. Just because Maxi exists does not mean other cards should also exist in any capacity. If there is a problem card, it should not be allowed to be played. Or at the very least, it should be not a problem, right? Whether that is, oh, you limit it to 1, or you ban it, or something else of that nature, right? Called by fits that criteria. It's a card that realistically shouldn't exist. It's not very fun because it makes going first significantly stronger, not just because it deals with Maxi, but because it deals with many hand traps. And on top of that, it's also just a very problematic card for balancing purposes, right? It means you can't really have, like, starters be something that tributes themselves, because they're going to be destroyed by Called By and stuff like that. So Called By, I think, is a very problematic card, and while yes, it does answer Maxi in and of itself is a problem, so it would be much better if you also got rid of that card. But alas, Konami has an issue with banning actual problem cards. It requires the TCG to come along and be like, here's how an actual ban list should be for us to actually understand how bad the OCG is at just removing problematic cards. That being said, at least it's going to 1. This is a good hit. Chessy Cat to 1 is just more names, which is nice. The semi-limit card, first of all, the semi-limited list just, like, shouldn't exist. There is not a reason for me to see, like, any card on the semi-limited list. It just doesn't make sense. There's no real advantage you gain from putting a card to 2, because you still see it enough to where, like, you can plan around the card's existence, and, like, you have to plan around the card's existence, but it's just slightly less than 3. So, I don't know. For the most part, I really don't like this. I get that it's like, oh, it's an unsearchable, so that means you do see it less often, but, I mean, it's still just as playable. It's just now you go from 2 to 3, or from 3 to 2, right? So it's like, my thoughts are either put it to 1, which I think is terrible. I think Droll is actually a very good card for any metagame, right? Or just keep it at 3. I think it's really good right now as a stopgap for, like, opponents just being able to do whatever they want. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah. You know? It's nice when Mitsurugi gets slowed down. They still can end on a very powerful board, right? Dependent on their searches and what have you, but for the most part, I think that this is just not necessary. But alas. And then we have some unlimits, which are nice. The lab furnitures are going to 3. I don't know why these were ever semi-limited. I literally could not tell you. Lab was never even, like, remotely the best deck, or even, like, ban-worthy. So, yeah, I don't... This being on the limited list is baffling to me. I can understand some other cards, like virus cards, or dimensional barriers, or something else of that nature, but the furnitures? What? Alas, they're going back to 3, so cool. Overall, good ban list, but I don't know. It's just so... It's too little, too late, right? This needed to be like a massive ban list for me to genuinely think Konami understands their own game, even remotely. This is fine, it's serviceable, but I think it's so late. It's so late that it just feels like they don't even care. I mean, cool, they hit 2 floodgates when there's like 9,000 others that are still problems, right? They dealt with 1 big Wombo combo deck, but there's like 4 others that still exist, right? They took away 1 of the answers to the top decks for some reason, and they gave us back some cards that should have been off of the ban list like ages ago. So it's like, yeah, it's nice. It's not a bad ban list. I don't know. Cool. Nothing really changes, right? Like, ranked is still going to remain the same. You can still absolutely play Malice. You can still absolutely play Mitsurugi. You can still absolutely play Orcust. You can still absolutely play a bunch of these decks that, like, didn't receive any hits. And yes, now you don't have to deal with Apo, so now, you know, Nibiru gets better. But who cares? Right? Like, were you really going to play Nibiru? Maybe. Hopefully. But, like, what does Nibiru do against Mitsurugi? Like, I don't know. Sometimes it does stuff. Sometimes it doesn't do anything. So, anyway, it's fine. Good ban list. I'm just tired. That's going to be it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you guys did enjoy. If you did, I like it very much. So appreciate it. And remember to always stay frosty. Bye-bye.